Hare Krishna. So we are studying the 8th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. The 8th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita is called as, anyone knows? Or the title of the 8th chapter of the Gita? Yes?
I have cheated.
You have cheated by seeing.
Yeah.
So don't say. It's called attaining the supreme. So last time we did this one. Remember me and fight. We can just repeat it. Tasmat sarveshu kaleshu
Tasmat sarveshu kaleshu
mamanusmara yudhyacha
mam samara yuddhacha
mayarpita mano buddhe
arpita mano buddhe
mamai vaishyasa samshayaha.
samshaya.
So throughout the Gita there are many verses which are worth memorizing, because when we memorize, our mind has a tendency to remember something. Sometimes when you are writing exam, some filmy song comes. Even if you don't want it to be in your head, still comes and plays in your head. So if you memorize shlokas, sometimes you're reciting it without any knowledge also. So it keeps our mind engaged. So this is one such verse. 8.5, 8.6, 8.7. All are to be memorized. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Can you read translation?
Therefore, Arjuna, you should always think of me in the form of Krishna and at the same time carry out your prescribed duty of fighting. With your activities dedicated to me and your mind and intelligence fixed on me, you will attain me without doubt.
Yeah. So in the 8th chapter, Krishna is giving a clue how to attain him. So Krishna is telling, last time we discussed, he is telling Arjuna, just think of me. In all your activities, whatever you do, fix your mind and intelligence on me. By doing so, you will attain me without a doubt. Okay. So now next our text of focus is 8.14. So we will just go through the Bhagavad Gita till there. Abhyasa yoga yuktena chetasa nanyagamina paramam purusham divyam yati patanu chintayan. Okay, pass on the mic.
He who meditates on me as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, his mind constantly engaged in remembering me, undeviated from the path, he, O Partha, is sure to reach me.
Yeah. So one whose mind is constantly fixed on Krishna will attain Krishna. Of course, first of all, we need to cultivate the desire to know Krishna, desire to attain Krishna, and then you can fix your mind on Krishna and finally attain him. So Krishna is giving tips how to attain him. Kavim Puranam Anushasitaram Anoraniyam Samanusmaredyaha Sarvasya Dhataram Achintya Rupam Aditya Varnam Tamasah Parastat. So Krishna is telling Arjuna, please meditate upon me. But how to meditate on Krishna? We don't have so much understanding of the form of Krishna. So Krishna is saying, meditate on my qualities. Kavim means he is a philosopher. He is knowledgeable. He is a poet. So Kavim Puranam, he is the oldest person. Like you have a father. He has his father. He has his father. So if you keep going, backtracking, finally you reach Krishna. So Kavim Puranam Anushasitaram. Anushasitaram is explained as the controller. He is the controller of everything. So you can remember Krishna and meditate on Krishna on his qualities of him being the wisest, him being the oldest. Of course, not as the Christians project God as one with a long white beard and white robes. He is the oldest, but he is called as Nava Yauvanamcha. That means though Krishna is the oldest, he is as sweet as one who is 16-year-old. Because the beauty of a person is most ripe and attractive when they are 16 years old. So Krishna he looks as if he is 16, even though he is 125 years old on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. So he is Puranam. Anushasitaram means he is the controller of everything, including your life. How much control we have on our life. We all have different plans. We have different ways. We want to control everything. We are illusion in the sense that we are in illusion, that we are controlling some things. But actually the reality is we have no control, or we have minute control, which makes us think that I am in control. Isn't it? But who is the controller? Krishna. Anushasitaram. Anoraniyamsam. That means Krishna is smaller than the smallest. He is so small, he enters between the atoms and holds the atoms together. So small, he can go within the planets and hold the planets up in their orbits. Science calls it, centripetal force, centrifugal force, or the atomic forces to be Van der Waals force, covalent bonding. You can give whatever names you want. Krishna says it is me holding everything together. Matta paratram nanyat kinchit asti dhananjaya mai sarvamidam protam sutre manigana iva. Krishna says there is no truth superior to me. I am the one holding the entire creation together, just as a string holds a pearl necklace together, all the pearls up. You might not see the string holding the pearls, but you can be very sure that there is a string, even if the string is not visible. Krishna says in 7.7. So just as a string holds the pearls together, but still you cannot see the string, similarly Krishna says, Anoraniyamsam, I am the smallest, and I am the one who is entering into all the atoms, holding atoms together. If you can hold the atoms together, then you have creation, isn't it? Without the microscopic reality, where is macroscopic reality? So Anoraniyamsam, and also he is very small. He goes, because the soul is very small, but he goes with the soul as Paramatma and sits in everyone's heart. We all have a copy of the Paramatma. You have your personal Krishna with you, traveling with you wherever you go. Someone is doing something nonsense. He thinks no one is watching me. Still Paramatma is watching, because he is in the heart. Wherever you go, he can see. And Paramatma being present in the heart, he has a couple of functions. What does Paramatma do? Upadrashta Anumanta cha. Krishna says in the 13th chapter of the Gita, that being situated as the Paramatma in the heart, I witness the activities of the conditioned soul. Second, I sanction the desires of the conditioned soul. That means if Krishna does not sanction something, we have no hope of fulfilling our desires. The Jiva only desires, Krishna has to sanction it. You want to come to the US. If Krishna does not sanction, even for an atheist, he cannot come. You can try all your different routes, legal, illegal. He cannot. We have desire to stay in the US. If Krishna doesn't sanction, you have to pack your bags and go. Isn't it? Ultimately, who is the sanctioner? Krishna. Of course, he manifests his sanction or no sanction through different agencies. You can blame the US government. You can blame different visa or whatever policies are being put. Many people think if the government changes, probably I have a hope. No, if Krishna sanctions, you have a hope. Isn't it? It's not the government sanctioning. It's Krishna sanction, the ultimate sanction. Just like sometimes we are flipping the switches. When you turn it on, the light is on. When you turn it off, light is off. So you think I'm in control. Because as soon as I flip the switch, the current goes on or off. But if the main powerhouse of electricity shuts off electricity to the building, you can flip the switch all you want. Will it make any difference? No difference. Isn't it? So then you understand I am controller, but a minute controller. I am a controller when I am allowed to control. If the powerhouse doesn't give electricity, if Krishna doesn't sanction any control, where is my control? There is no control. Isn't it? So therefore, the Supreme Lord being situated as the Paramatma is the sanctioner. It is called as Anumantacha. And he also says later on in the 15th chapter that He is the one who gives remembrance of your past activities, of your whatever, what you have studied, how you want to attend the interviews. Sometimes the what questions come in the exams, you know all the answers to that. Though you wouldn't have studied cover to cover textbook. You studied 1-2 chapters, all questions came from there. Because Krishna, whatever you studied, sometimes you know the answer, but it doesn't come out. How many of you have had that experience? The answer is at the tip of your tongue. 5 minutes before the teacher snatches away the paper. You are thinking and thinking, but it is not coming out. Why? Krishna is withholding remembrance, or he is giving forgetfulness. Matta smritir jnanam apohanam cha. Smriti means remembrance. Jnanam means knowledge. Apohanam means forgetfulness. When the living entity is not sincere in practice of bhakti, Krishna gives him forgetfulness of himself. That means when he is going into Maya, he cannot remember Krishna. Why? Because he is not sincere. He doesn't want Krishna, so Krishna doesn't give him remembrance. Krishna controls that as the Paramatma. Similarly, for a scientist to make an invention, you have Nobel Prize winners, discoveries, all these things, where do they get the ideas from? People think often ideas are created by one's own permutation combination of concepts in the mind. It is not true. Because sometimes you have a eureka type of idea. Like Archimedes, when he was sitting in his bathtub filled with water, as soon as he entered, he saw the displacement of water. So he created his Archimedes, the principle of buoyancy, studying physics. So as soon as he saw that, immediately understood that law of buoyancy. He jumped out of the water naked and started running in the street screaming Eureka, Eureka. And he named it Archimedes principle. he didn't name it Krishna's principle. Why? Because they don't know. Krishna sitting as the Paramatma is the one giving knowledge. You have Ramanujan in South India. He would give the conclusion of all the mathematical calculations happening in the Western world. He would just give the final formula without any deduction, without any derivation. So all these people like E.H. Hardy and great mathematicians, they were confused. How is this guy giving the final formula of what we have been working so hard? And his answer is, a Devi would come in his mind. A goddess would come in his mind and reveal all those formulas. There's no deduction, no derivation, just the final formulas. Ramanujan. You see? So when Krishna sanctions, when he gives knowledge, then there is material progress. But the atheistic people think, I am the reason for material progress. They fail to recognize the electricity is allowed by someone else. If that electricity switches off, you can think all your life. You can never understand anything. So therefore, Krishna being present as the Paramatma also gives knowledge. And of course, he gives forgetfulness. So anoraniyam anusmaredyaha sarvasya dhataram. Sarvasya dhataram means, is it also in Hindi same? Dhatara, Dhatri. What does it mean? Is it a Hindi word also?
Dhatri means mother, nurse.
Nurse. Why? What does she do that? Why? Because of which she is called as Dhatri.
She cures.
Huh? She?
Cures.
Not hospital nurse.
No,
Mother nurse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dhatri.
Dhatri. What does it mean? Yeah. Dhatri means.
Dhatri, when that baby, the
Yes.
working.
Correct.
Say that.
Yeah. We call Dhatri. You know why? The word comes from Dhatara. Dhatara means to maintain. Dhataram. So Krishna says Sarvasya Dhataram Achintya Rupam. Sarvasya Dhataram means I am the one maintaining everything. It is not, in Srimad Bhagavatam, there was one very unruly king called as King Vena. King Vena in his childhood pastimes, what he would do when he would be playing, say he's playing cricket and he became out. Then if he did not like it, he would take out the sword and cut off the head of the other friend, of the bowler. So he's like that, Vena. He went on to become the king because his father was King Anga. So naturally he became the king. And King Anga always hoped that one day Vena would change. He would become a good guy. So he didn't do anything. Later, hearing the atrocities and seeing that he's not changing, he took sannyas. He left to the forest. He thought, such a son. This is Krishna's mercy. To just so I can become detached from family life, he went to forest and took sannyas. But what happened to King Vena? He told all the Brahmanas, none of you should do yajna to Vishnu. All of you should do yajna to me. All of you should chant my name. I am better than Vishnu. Like that he started proclaiming. And finally the Brahmanas tried, the council of Brahmanas, they were trying to give him advice, see, this is not good. You will be destroyed eventually. You are not the maintainer. Simply chanting a name, what will it do? So they tried and tried and tried, but Vena didn't listen. So one day all the group of Brahmanas went, they held their Brahmin thread, on which they do Gayatri, so very powerful. They held the Brahmagant and with a humkara means, they broke the thread and caused him to die. Immediately on the spot he was burnt to ashes. But that's not the point. When he was ruling the earth, the Mother Earth was so scared that she withdrew all the fruits, all the flowers, all the natural products from manifesting. So she took it within the earth. So therefore in the kingdom of Vena, there was famine and droughts because he was a sinful guy. So Mother Earth withdrew everything. But then the Brahmanas thought, now the king is destroyed, who else will rule us? So at that time, the Brahmanas came and they churned his body. After churning the body, from his body came King Prithu and Queen Archi. So this is which is non-different from Lakshmi and Narayana. King Prithu is Narayana. So this King Prithu, he was such a just follower, dharmic king. So when King Prithu started ruling the earth, he saw that I am doing all justice. Hare Krishna. I am doing all justice, but then there is no, natural products coming out. And then he told Mother Earth, my dear Mother Earth, you are not giving out natural products even though I am ruling based on justice. That means you are not doing your duty properly. She said, no, I cannot give out because I am scared because of the King Vena in the past, was a dharmic king. So then King Prithu, he took out his weapon and started attacking Mother Earth. She, in the form of a cow, started running out of fear. Finally, okay, how much she can run? Finally, King Prithu said, see, because I am following dharma and I am ruling the kingdom, which is the entire earth, it is your duty to give out these natural products for the benefit of the people, for dharmic followers. So better you give, otherwise I'll finish you off. Then she, of course, she understands this is no different from, this is same as Lord Vishnu, and she offers a lot of prayers. And being satisfied, King Prithu says, okay, now you just give out. Then again there was abundance of flowers and fruits and good weather and everything. There was happiness in the world. So why am I telling you this? Because King Prithu made the earth to give out again. When there was a famine and drought, because Mother Earth had withdrawn all natural resources. But King Prithu, who is non-different from Lord Vishnu, he again made Mother Earth give out natural products. See, that's how we are maintained. How many of us survive on steel? Can you survive on carbon? Can you survive on diamond? Can you survive on gold? No, you might like gold. Can you survive on dollar notes? You can have dollar notes, but no natural product to buy. What is the use of dollar notes? Can you survive on nuts and bolts? You cannot survive on any of these things if Mother Earth doesn't produce. You can have all your gold and elements and metals. That is also given by Mother Earth, by the way. But there is no maintenance. There is only destruction. So therefore Krishna is called as Sarvasya Dhataram. What does it mean? Maintainer of everything. Sarvasya means all that there is. Sarvasya. Achintya Rupam means Krishna's form is inconceivable. Because we think form means must be material. No, Krishna's form is spiritual. Krishna's form his form doesn't get white hair. He doesn't have to shave regularly. He doesn't have to use body deodorant. He doesn't have to pass stool, pass urine. His body is completely different. Krishna's body, completely spiritual. Achintya Rupam. Ija Upanishad says Krishna's form has no bodily details like our form. Like there are no veins going to Krishna's body. There is no detail like you eat food and this esophagus goes inside, then acid and everything mixes to digest the food, then it goes to the intestine to finally you have to pass the food out to excreta. These things don't happen in Krishna's body. It is just like a cotton candy, wherever you touch it's spiritual, it's sweet. So similarly Krishna's body is completely spiritual. So therefore Achintya Rupam. Why Achintya? Achintya means inconceivable. It's not easy to understand his form. And therefore people say God has no form. Why? Because they think form means I also have form. So this form is so trouble giving. Like sometimes you get stomach pain, sometimes headache and so many problems. Sometimes you don't like the way you look. Sometimes others don't like the way you look. Sometimes you don't like the way others look. Achintya Rupa means everyone likes Krishna. All species. In this world, a cockroach can fall in love with cockroachini. Rat with ratini. Dog with dogini. And human male with human female. Like that it is. That is the natural. Yeah, of course, humans can fall in love with the dog, but not that kind of love. But everyone falls in love with Krishna. All species fall in love with Krishna. Therefore, Achintya Rupam is a spiritual beauty that charms the hearts of all species, all living entities, all souls. Therefore, Achintya Rupam. Aditya Varna means he's as bright as the sun. Yaha Krishna Yaha Krishna Taha Nahi Maya Adhikar. It is mentioned in CC. Wherever there is Krishna, there is no Maya at all. Literally binary. Where there is Krishna, there is no Maya. Where there is Maya, that means there is no Krishna. You add Krishna in your heart, there will not be Maya in your heart. Because there is no Krishna, there is Maya. It's like when there is sun, is there any question of shadow? Shadow. Darkness? Maybe little. Maybe 10% darkness. Nothing is there. Of course not. When there is sun, there is no darkness. Everything is completely lit up. Asato ma sadgamaya. Tamaso ma jyotir gamaya. Mrityor ma amritam gamaya. What does that mean? When you add Krishna to your life, then there is no death. There is no ignorance. There is no darkness. Krishna says for his devotees, what does he do? Teshamevanukampartam aham ajnana jamtamaha nashayamyatma bhavasto jnanadipena bhasvata. Krishna says, I'm seated in every living entity's hearts. And what do I do? Tesham eva anukampartam, out of my great compassion. Aham ajnana jamtamaha, the darkness born of ignorance in the heart, I destroy with the shining lamp of knowledge. Because in sitting in the heart, Krishna gives realizations. Yes, this material world will not give me happiness. You can't read a book and understand that. Krishna has to give faith in the heart. Divya Gyan Hriday Prakashito, it is said. So spiritual knowledge is heart-to-heart basis. You can read all the books you want. It's important. But that is not what gives you realization. Realization comes by Krishna's mercy. When Krishna is pleased with you, Krishna gives realizations in the heart. When we have realizations in the heart, you can see, hey, this is Maya, oh, this is Krishna. When there is no realization in the heart, you cannot differentiate between what is Maya, what is Krishna. Sometimes you will say, oh, this is also Krishna. Maya is also Krishna. We cannot differentiate. So we get bewildered by illusion. So therefore, Aditya Varnam, as bright as the sun, Tamasa Parastat means Krishna is beyond this material world, beyond the world of ignorance. So this is how, why are we discussing this? Because this is how you meditate on Krishna. You look at different qualities of Krishna and meditate on those qualities. Then you will develop love for Krishna. If you know who Krishna is, then you cannot help but fall in love with him. Why do we not fall in love with Krishna? Because we do not know who Krishna is. Do you know who Krishna is?
Not really.
Huh?
Not really.
Not really. I don't know who Krishna is. Because if we know who Krishna is, And you cannot forcefully know by reading books. You can only know when Krishna reveals himself. Great people are like that. How do great people? You cannot go and meet them, isn't it? You have to go through a hell lot of bureaucracy to meet great people. But if you do something big, say sitting here, Indians, sitting in the, in America, you do some good invention that brings glory to India, then Modi will give you a call. Hey, I want to have dinner with you. When are you available? Isn't it? Then when Modi wants to meet you, how easy is that? But you want to meet Modi, best of luck. Like that. So Krishna is so great. If you want to meet Krishna, very difficult. But when Krishna wants to meet you, very easy. So Krishna reveals himself to his devotees. So I was making the point that more we know Krishna, more you will fall in love with him. More you're doubtful, why is Krishna acting like this? Or, you're questioning his character, you're questioning his existence, his presence, his capabilities. That means you don't know who Krishna is. We are not talking about that Krishna. We are not talking about the Krishna who, based on your conceptions of him. We are talking about the Krishna, what Krishna is explaining in the Bhagavad Gita. Krishna says, Kavim Puranam Anushasitaram Anoraniyam Sam Anusmaredyaha Sarvasya Dhataram Achintya Rupam then Aditya Varnam Tamasas Parasthat. This Krishna we are talking about. Not the figure you have in your mind. Like one politician said, no? Someone, reporter went to politician and said, do you know, because this politician was famous for holding Gita everywhere, wherever he went. So he said, do you know that your Krishna dances with young unmarried girls? He thought for a while and he said, oh, if that is true, then I don't accept such a Krishna. Oh, so sorry to hear that. Unfortunate, because he doesn't know who Krishna is. He doesn't know he's tamasa parastat. He's not affected by the material modes of this material nature, just as you and me are affected. Lust, anger, greed is for you and me, not for Krishna. By remembering Krishna, you become free from lust. You think he is lusty. Isn't it? Little common sense we have to apply. So therefore, people have different conceptions of God, which makes God unattractive. Does that make sense? Our conceptions of God make God unattractive to us. That means we don't know who God is. If you understand how compassionate he is, like many religions, they talk about God as being the person who decides your heaven or hell. Isn't it? How inspiring is that? God is the one who either gives you eternal damnation or puts you eternally in heaven based on your activities. Does it sound like a very compassionate God? No, he is just looked upon like a judge. He sees your activities and he says, okay, you go to hell. And eternal damnation for eternity. So then that God is not very attractive. Some people worship God out of fear. How many of you worship God out of fear? Really? Yeah, really? Okay, if you worship God out of fear, it's not very motivating. Then you'll try to escape his laws. Like, say in some Muslim country, say for example in some Gulf country, in Saudi Arabia, women have to wear burqa. So if they are, why do they wear burqa? Of course, because they're scared of the government. Also, fear of God. Now, what such people do? They'll quit that country, go to America, do all the sense gratification they want, come back to the country and wear burqa. So is it a good motivation? Not at all a good motivation. Fear is never a great motivation for anything. How many of you study out of fear? Because otherwise my parents will be mad at me. Then because of that I study. Anyone here? Yeah, most of us. How many you all fell in love with studies or what? Hardly. Our love is for some other things in life, hobbies and other things. Usually we don't like what we are forced to study. But we do it out of fear of parents. Parents' dissatisfaction. Or sometimes parents hit also. Both kinds of fear. So therefore, fear is not a good motivation. Better than fear is desire. You go to God to fulfill your material desires. But there's a problem there. What is the problem? Srila Prabhupada gives a story. During the World War II, I think it was in Germany, the government, they went to the common mass of people and said, because all these women, their husbands and brothers and fathers were engaged in the war. So they didn't know what to do. So they said, you know what? Is it Germany or Russia? One of the communist countries actually. So the government went to the people and said, see, we are facing shortage of food. So now you guys pray to God, ask for bread, and let us see if He'll give you bread. USSR, Russia. So they all prayed, oh God, give us our daily bread. They were all praying. Did they get bread in the hand? They didn't get anything. So the communist people said, see, God cannot give you bread. But then they brought their truck and opened the gates. And see, they said, you pray to us and we'll give you bread. And therefore they said, there's no God, we are your God. Why? Because when you go to God with the desire to fulfill your, with the motivation of fulfilling your desires, when your desires don't get fulfilled, you question the existence of God. Or when the desires get fulfilled, you have nothing to do with Him. Isn't it? It's a complete business transaction. So therefore, desire is also not a good motivation. Fear is not at all good. And desire is also not very good. Higher than desire is kartavya. Kartavya means duty. You go to God acknowledging what God has done for you. Can we quickly think of 5 things that God has done for us? At least 3 things. What?
Give me a job.
Give me a job. Okay.
Give all body parts.
Give us a body. He has given us a body by which you can actually try to fulfill your material desires.
Give us human form.
Gave us a human form of existence. So what you can do?
Go back to Him.
So He gave you a path to reach back to Him. Okay. Yeah. Then?
Association of devotees.
Association of devotees. You're really grateful for that? What are you grateful for? Something. He gave us food. He gives us food, right?
Shelter.
Yeah. Food. Food means what? The natural resources. Like mango, apple, orange, vegetables, flowers, the stem, like the bark of a tree, which are medicinal, herbs. These things God gives. God also gives us the elements like metals by which you can construct, you can use, you can cook your food. And what else He gives? He gives natural resources, then He gives natural elements, and then He also gives things like sunlight, moonlight, rain shower, all these things. That's how maintenance is happening. So you can look around, understand that God is doing so much for me, and He's also ever ready to protect me from troubles. And therefore you can be duty bound in worshipping Him. This is a much better platform to worship God than fear or desire. On the platform of duty. Because God has done so much for me, let me do something for Him. Then the highest platform on which we can approach God is the platform of love. We want to approach God just not because He's God, but of course for us we have to understand He's God and then we develop love for Him. But in the Vrindavan it is not like that. The Vrajvasis don't love Krishna because He's God. Rather, they don't care if He's God. They love Krishna because He is Krishna. They love Krishna for being Krishna, isn't it? Once it so happened, small story, that the gopis of Vrindavan, they were chasing Krishna, and Krishna ran away from the place and the gopis were chasing him, and they didn't know where he went. Immediately Krishna manifested the Narayana form, 400, Shankha Chakra Gada Padma. Then the gopis saw Narayana, offered the obeisances and asked, where is Krishna? And Narayana said, I haven't seen him. So then they went some other direction. Isn't it? Why? Because they don't care if Krishna is God or not. Yeah, you show respect for God, but they have developed the ripened love for Krishna. So that is the platform of our aspiration. We are not there. We love everything but God. So, but we want to love God not because He can do something for us, but because He is anyway, apart from doing so many things for us, He is such a wonderful person. And therefore, Krishna says, how do you meditate upon me? Meditate upon me based on my qualities. We love Krishna for His qualities. Because qualities make up a person. Can we say that? We are also known by our qualities. Sometimes you can say, hey, do you know Rohit? Yeah, him? Yeah, he's always angry. They say like that. For example, you are known by your qualities. Like that. Or do you know Gaurav? He's always grave. Gaurav and grave. I'm just joking. To be grave is good. But the point is, we are known by our qualities. So Krishna is saying, meditate upon me by understanding my qualities. These are just few droplets of ocean of Krishna's qualities. So Krishna is giving a hint. Okay. So till here we are done till last time. Now we will proceed ahead. Okay. Prayana kale manasachalena bhaktya yukto yoga balena chaiva bhruvor madhye pranam avesha samyak satam param purusham upaiti divyam. Yeah. Who has the mic? Can you? Yes.
One who at the time of death fixes his life air between the eyebrows and by the strength of yoga, with an undeviating mind, engages himself in remembering the Supreme Lord in full devotion, will certainly attain to the Supreme Personality of Godhead.
Yeah. What is Krishna saying? How to leave the body at the time of death? Fix the life air, prana, between the eyebrows. And then by the strength of yoga, fix the mind on Krishna. Very difficult. Kali Yuga. We are not qualified for all these things. So Krishna is giving an indication. See, sometimes to understand the glory of Bhakti Yoga, you have to understand how difficult are other paths. Then you understand, you become grateful. Bhakti Yoga is good for me. Isn't it? So Krishna is also trying to do the same. Yadaksharam Veda Vido Vadanti Vishanti Yajyatayo Vitaragaha Vishanti Yajyatayo Vitaragaha Yatayo Vitaragaha. Yadichanto Brahmacharyam Charanti Tatte Padam Sangrahena Pravakshe. Sorry, yeah. Who's next? Yes.
Yeah. Persons who are learned in the Vedas, who utter Omkara, and who are great sages in the renounced order enter into Brahman. Desiring such perfection, one practices celibacy. I shall now briefly explain to you this process by which one may attain salvation.
Yeah. So Krishna is saying how to attain him. He is saying that we have to chant Om regularly. Pranava Sarva Vedeshu, Krishna says. Of all the Vedic mantras, I am the Om, because Vedic mantra starts with Om. Then he says that the great sages who have renounced everything from this material world, such people are qualified to attain me. And desiring such perfection, Krishna says, such devotees also practice brahmacharya, celibacy. That means no sensual desires of all types. No sexual relationships. And now Krishna is going to explain. So he is giving, how tough are other paths. And finally he says, okay, let us just read quickly, because this is very famous. Chakra Yoga is very famous. See, Lord Shri Krishna has recommended to Arjuna the practice of Chakra Yoga. The chakra system people talk about. They feel if you know something about it, you are very spiritual. Kundalini. See, in which one places air of life between the eyebrows as he brings the energy upwards. Taking it for granted that Arjuna might not know how to practice Chakra Yoga, the Lord explains the process in following verses. That means how to practice Chakra Yoga, Krishna tells. The Lord says that Brahman, although one without second, has multifarious manifestations and features. Especially for the impersonalists, the Akshara or Omkara, the syllable Om, is identical with Brahman. And Krishna here explains impersonal Brahman, into which the renounced order of sages enter. Okay, one sentence here. In the Vedic system of knowledge, students from the very beginning are taught to vibrate Om and learn of the ultimate impersonal Brahman by living with the spiritual master in complete celibacy. So forget Kali Yuga Vasis, complete celibacy. America, even forget. In this way, they realize two of Brahman's features. This practice is very essential for students' advancement in spiritual life. But at the moment, such brahmachari life is not at all possible. It's not possible. If you have a mobile phone, it is not possible. Forget it. Your brahmacharya is already broken. Because there is brahmacharya of body, brahmacharya of the mind. The Naishtika brahmachari keeps his mind also free from thoughts of sex. You can forget it. Kali Yuga. Therefore, Prabhupada says, at the moment, such brahmachari, unmarried celibate, life is not at all possible. The social construction of the world has changed so much that there is no possibility of one's practicing celibacy from beginning of student life. Throughout the world, there are many institutions for different departments of knowledge, but there is no recognized institution where students can be educated in the brahmachari principles. Rather, today, there are institutions which promote the breaking of brahmacharya, isn't it? Unless one practices celibacy, advancement in spiritual life is very difficult. Therefore, Lord Chaitanya has announced, according to the scriptural injunctions for the age of Kali, that in this age, no process of realizing the Supreme is possible except chanting of the holy names of the Lord Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Yes. So, because the age is so deteriorated, it is so contaminated, it's very difficult to practice Shatchakra Yoga, or Ashtanga Yoga, or meditating like they would do in Satyuga. Krite yadhyayato vishnum tvetayam yajato makai dwapare paricharyayam kalautat hari kirtanat. Kali Yuga, only one thing works, chant Hare Krishna. In other yugas, you could meditate, sit and meditate with one focused, silent meditation, focusing the mind on, Paramatma, dhyanavastita tadgatena manasa, pashantyam yogino. For 60,000 years, you can do it. How long did Ravana do his tapasya? How many years? Ravana? No? No? 10,000. 10 heads. At the end of every 1,000 years, he would cut off one head. Isn't it? Diwali, Dashera, these things are coming and going, but we don't know how many years did Ravana practice tapasya. Amazing. So 10,000 years. Hiranyakashipu also, thousands of years. They practiced tapasya. Isn't it? Because capacity was there in different yugas. Today, what is our capacity? To sit and hear for 1 hour or legs start paining. Very difficult, isn't it? So therefore, only one thing will work in Kali Yuga. What is it? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. This we have to chant. This is not that difficult. This we have to put some effort and chant. This is the only hope in Kali Yuga. Kale dosha nidhe rajanasti ekamahan gunan kirtanadeva krishnasya mukta sangha param rajet. It is mentioned in Kali Yuga, everything is faulty. But one thing, that is Kirtanadeva Krishnasya, chanting Krishna's name. Except chanting Krishna's name, everything is faulty. All of the process is faulty. So next time someone comes to you and tells you that apart from chanting the holy name, I have found out another spiritual path. Understand, it is faulty. It might be true, but it is faulty. You cannot practice it. Isn't it? So because of which, chanting of the holy name gets utmost importance in Kali Yuga. That is the process. You can bring forth all the scriptures of the world. There is no scripture that suggests you any other path than chanting the holy name. Krishna is also saying the same thing. Now we'll see ahead. Sarvadvarani samyamya manohridi niruddhacha Murdhyadhayatmana pranam Astito yoga dharanam Sarvadvarani samyamya manohridi niruddhacha. All the doors of the body are the yogic. Okay, who's reading? Sorry. Yeah.
The yogic situation is that of detachment from all sensual engagements. closing all the doors of the senses and fixing the mind on the heart and the life air at the top of the head, one establishes himself in yoga.
What all you have to do? Mind in the heart. Mind on the heart. Yes, fixing the mind on the heart. And life air at the top of the head. This is the Brahmarandra. The top of the head, there is a soft spot called as Brahmarandra, through which the yogis force the breaking of the skull, so that the soul leaves the body to this part. Only when the soul leaves the body to this part, it can go to higher planets. Higher planets means towards liberation. We have 9 holes in the body, isn't it? Now in the 9 holes, if the soul at the time of death leaves the body from the lower holes of the body, they go to hellish planets. If it leaves the body through the middle holes, I think maybe the mouth and the nasal, then it stays in this realm, material, the Bhuloka. If it leaves to the higher holes, then in heavenly planets. Or if it breaks the cupola and goes, the skull, then you go for liberation, towards liberation. Then only the great renounced order, they can do it. They can, what they have to do, they have such a yogic posture, they actually block all the other holes of the body. Can you do that? To sit only is difficult. How will you cover all the holes of the body? There are postures by which, with one heel you cover one hole of the one lower hole, the other heel you cover other lower hole, then with the different fingers you cover different holes. And then meditating on Krishna, or at least for them, is just the Omkara. Then you bring the mind, everything to one sort of satisfaction, or what you can say, saturation. You are focused, the mind is focused. And then the life air, they bring it up and break the cupola. Isn't it? How many of you are interested in such a path? We are opening a course next week. You can register. You cannot do it while maintaining a job. You quit everything and come. So forget it. Yeah. See, this practice is called Pratyahara. Next. We're getting a little late. Om Ityekaksharam Brahma Vyaharan Mamanasmaran Yaprayati Tajandeham Sayati Paramam Gatim. Next. Translation.
After being situated in this yoga practice and vibrating the sacred syllable Om, the supreme combination of letters, if one thinks of the supreme personality of Godhead and quits his body, he will certainly reach the spiritual planets.
But the problem is, it is very difficult. Now this is our verse of the day. Ananya cheta satatam yo mam smrati nityashaha tasyaham sulabha partha nityayuktasya yoginaha. Such an important verse. Krishna is telling Arjuna, so for my devotees, they don't have to do all that. What should they do? Ananya cheta satatam. Ananya chetaha means the consciousness should be undeviated. The consciousness should be focused on Krishna. Now what does that mean? That means we should only be motivated to please Krishna. Ananya chetaha. Anya means many. Ananya means one, not many. No, but not some, not few. One. Ananya chetaha, undeviated consciousness. Krishna conscious. Yo mam, such a person who meditates upon me for how long? Satatam nityashaha is the word. For all time. Eternally. Nityashaha. Not that only in the morning for Krishna, daytime for sense gratification. Morning for Krishna, daytime for Maya. He says, Yomam Smrati Nityashaha. One who establishes Krishna in the mind. And always he's thinking, how do I please Krishna? What can I do for Krishna? You've seen when people fall in love. When they fall in love, so what happens? They always think of the other person. Maybe she will like yellow color dress. Maybe she will like jasmine flower. She is thinking maybe he will like carrot halwa. Like this. They're just thinking what will please the other person. Of course, only till the time they get married. After that, it will change. Dynamics. Therefore, they don't show that in the movies. It's only till then they say happily lived ever after. But they don't show the after that what happens. Isn't it? The reality. So what does Krishna say? Yo mam smarati nityashaha. One who remembers me. Remembrance means which part of the body? Mind. Ananya chetaha means consciousness. Mam smarati means mind. Mind is always focused on Krishna. Yo mam smarati nityashaha. For such a person, how difficult is it to obtain him? Obtain Krishna? Tasyaham sulabham partha. Sulabha means very easy. Labha means to gain. Labha. Sulabha means easily gainable, easily attainable. Krishna, who is unattainable, the yogis are meditating upon him, trying to catch him for millions of years, or doing ghor tapasya in the Himalayas, only wearing kaupin, no other dress, in that cold. They are not able to get Krishna. But for my devotee, tasyaham sulabham partha, I become so easily attainable. Nitya yuktasya yoginaha, because through the system of bhakti yoga, he is always living in me. His consciousness is focused on how he can serve me. So, how does Krishna become? How is Krishna easily attainable? Because Krishna makes himself attainable. For the yogis, he's not so touched by the yogis' practices. Why? Because the yogis want Krishna for what? Liberation. Correct. Very good. The yogis want Krishna only for liberation, not to serve him. The devotees want Krishna for what? Service. Mukti, what is it? Bhukti mukti siddhi kami sakale ashanta. Bhukti means people who go to Krishna for sense gratification. Bhukti mukti means people who go to Krishna for liberation. Siddhi means the yogis who go to Krishna for mystic powers, like they can produce ash. Prapti siddhi means they can get Kashmir apple from Kashmir, skipping all the tax and everything. Directly you put your hand and you get Kashmir apple. Prapti siddhi, like that many siddhis are there. Bhukti mukti siddhi kami. Kami means who approaches Krishna to fulfill his desires. Sakkale ashanta. Because they never go to Krishna to please Krishna, they have no peace of mind. Krishna bhakta nishkama. Because my devotees, the Krishna's devotees, my devotees, Krishna is claiming, they have no material desire. They have no selfish desire. They only have one desire, to please me. So therefore Krishna bhakta nishkama Atayeva Shanta. Therefore, they are always peaceful. How? Because when you want to please Krishna, Krishna doesn't expect, when you make a cake, it should be the best. No. You try your best. Very easy. How many of you think you can try your best? Isn't it easy? It's easy to do your best. Now, if I say, when you cook, you should say, I'm an expert cook. Then now when I cook, I will tell you, you have to do my best. How many of you think you can do my best if I'm expert cook? Very difficult, isn't it? Imagine Krishna is expecting, do my best. Krishna has, Sahasra, what is that? Lakshmi Sahasra, Shata Sambrava, Sevyamanam. Thousands and millions of Lakshmis are serving Krishna. They are the best of cooks. We are nothing in front of them. So if Krishna says you have to be like them, then you can come. Then you can attain me. Then we have no hope. Because Krishna says you do your best, therefore it becomes very easy. Isn't it? That is the part of Bhakti, the path of Bhakti Yoga. So Krishna's expectation is not so much, but he expects that his devotees are completely sincere in trying to attain him. What is that sincerity? We have to chant Hare Krishna daily. We have to worship Krishna daily. Man mana bhava mad bhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru. Invest your mind in thinking about him. Invest your tongue in chanting his holy name, taking Krishna prasadam. Use your body to offer obeisances to him. Sometimes some people come into temple hall like, dawn. They don't see that Krishna is standing there. Even if they see Krishna, okay, Krishna is standing, so I'm also standing. No, when you see Krishna standing, bow down, flat. Dandavat means like a stick, you have to fall on the ground. So now when they see Krishna, they have no feeling. They just do like this, as if they're old. Because Krishna says, Madhyaji mam namaskuru means offer obeisances to me. Krishna says it. Madhyaji, yaji means worship. You have to worship me. So the devotees, all they have to do is worship Krishna. All they have to do is offer obeisances to Krishna, think of Krishna, chant his holy name, chant his glories. It's not very difficult. Imagine blocking the holes of your body and breaking your cupola and getting the life air out of there. Compare that with this. Krishna's expectation is minimum. He only expects that we genuinely try to love him. Tasyaham sulabham partha nitya yuktasya yoginaha. Someone who practices yoga system like that, Krishna becomes very easily attainable. Patram pushpam phalam toyam yome bhaktya prayachati tasyaham bhakti uparitam ashnami prayatatmanaha. Krishna says, what all do you have to offer? He is not expecting the best of the best. When we are offering, we have to do the best of the best. From his side, he is not expecting best of the best. What does he expect? A little water, a little fruit, a little flower, a little leaf. You offer with devotion. Patram pushpam phalam toyam yome bhaktya prayachati. Means you offered with devotion. Bhaktya prayachati. So when we offer even simple things with devotion, like a small child, he gets some money from his father. On the father's birthday, he'll purchase say one chocolate. On the birthday of the father. Father is like a millionaire. What is one chocolate to father? But the small child, he takes the money from the father, goes to the store, purchases a chocolate and says, happy birthday, Papa, for you. Papa can say, what is this nonsense? I can have a huge feast for me today for my birthday. Isn't it? But does he say that? No. What does he appreciate? He has everything. He appreciates the sincerity of offering that love. It's not the chocolate. It is the love behind the chocolate. I can also say, oh, it's so easy to please your millionaire father. Take, I'll give you 10 chocolates. You think you can please him with 10 chocolates? No. One chocolate, but with great love. So similarly, Krishna, you do small thing. You do your best. You do big thing. But the thing is, the whole point is not the quantity, but with what heart are we offering that to Krishna? That's what Krishna knows. With what sincerity you are offering it. Yes, is the bhakti. Yes. So therefore, when we chant, you can chant Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. You can fall down, sleep, whatever. That holy name is not very attractive. Especially when we're thinking, when the hell will this get over? Once Prabhupada was chanting, he was chanting like this, and after he completed his rounds, he took out his bead bag, put it aside and said, now I can do any damn thing I want. So just teaching his disciples how they feel. Sometimes we take it as a burden. But even offering the holy name, whose holy name is it? Krishna's. You're offering it to whom? You think he doesn't have his name? But with the chanting of the holy name, what are you offering? Devotion, your devotion, not anyone else's devotion. The living entity is unique. Today also, we are all unique by at least by our fingerprint. I have a twin brother, still we are unique by fingerprint. But soul is even more unique. There is what you can do as a soul. Your particular service to Krishna cannot be imitated by anyone else in creation. And there are infinite number of souls. You are completely unique. So Krishna wants that unique love from your side. It's not very difficult. So therefore, Krishna says, for such a person who is very sincere in offering his love to me, I am easily attainable. Tasyaham sulabham partha nitya yuktasya yoginaha. See, the purport is very, very important. So we will read. Okay, who has the mic? Can you read? Yes.
For one who always remembers me without deviation, I am easy to obtain, O son of Pratha, because of his constant engagement in
Devotional.
service.
Yes, very good. So because of his constant engagement in devotional service. And to engage in devotional service means what? See, wherever I go, I try my best to always have my bead bag around my neck. Why? Because when you're walking around, you have nothing to do. You have to walk, 10-minute walk. What do? Chant one round. Isn't it? You can just chant. What's the problem? Or you're waiting in the train. You're taking a train 30 minutes. Chant. What's the problem? Instead of scrolling to Instagram, having some WhatsApp war. Don't waste time like this. Just chant the holy name. Or you're thinking when will you just gave a job interview, waiting for the result. Chant. Beach me. Very easy. Can you perform yajna in the? No, you cannot do that. You cannot come to the temple and worship the deity. A lot of qualifications required. Harinam, no qualification. Chanting the holy name, no qualification. Any Tom, Dick and Harry can do it. But you need the sincerity of purpose. Do it with love. Do it for Krishna. What you're doing for Krishna, do it actually for Krishna. That's the whole thing. That's the whole point. So then Krishna says, like that you can always be engaged in my devotional service. Then for such a person, I'm easy to obtain. Okay, so you can read. Yeah, you can read starting from this verse. You can see?
Yeah, I see.
Yeah.
This verse especially describes the final destination attained by the unalloyed devotees who serve the Supreme Personality of Godhead in Bhakti Yoga.
Correct. Very good. Yeah, so this verse is describing about Bhakti Yogis. Till before, Krishna was talking about Chakra Yoga and everything. Kundalini, these things. Krishna is telling this for the Bhakti Yogis, for the devotees. Yes, and then, see here Krishna says, different process of liberation have also been described. Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Hatha Yoga. Compared to all of this, Bhakti Yoga is the easiest. See, the principles of these yoga systems have some Bhakti added. Karma Yoga is also yoga system when you have some Bhakti added. Without Bhakti, you cannot get the fruit of that yoga system. Even if you do your Karma Yoga, there has to be Bhakti involved. Otherwise, there is no fruit. Jnana Yoga, there has to be Bhakti involved. Otherwise, there is no fruit. Hatha Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga, you need Bhakti. Otherwise, no fruit. Why not just practice Bhakti Yoga? Isn't it? You get the full fruit. Like that. And then, see, as indicated by word, Ananya Chetaha, in pure Bhakti Yoga, devotee desires nothing but Krishna. See, this, here. This is not easy as of now, desiring only Krishna. Anyone here who only desires Krishna, nothing else in your life? In case such a devotee is, you can come and sit here. Not easy. We have so many wants. We have so many desires. It's only possible when we do our best. Then gradually we have to cultivate desire. We have to cultivate spiritual desire. See, a pure devotee does not desire promotion to heavenly planets. Actually, there is a verse. It says, Narayana para sarve na kutaschana bibhyati sarga apavarga narkeshu apitulyartha darshinaha. Vritrasura mentions to Indra. Vritrasura is a demon, but he's a devotee demon. He's being killed by Indra, but he says, Indra, why are you afraid? You are a devotee, you should not be afraid. I am a demon, so I should be afraid. But Vritrasura is also a devotee. So he is saying, what is the nature of pure devotees? The pure devotees do not want heaven. The pure devotees do not want hell also. They don't care. Basically, they don't care for heaven, they don't care for hell, nor do they care for liberation. What do they care for? Seva. If seva is there in hell, they will go there and do seva. Coming to New York City is like that, right? If you have to serve in New York City, it's like hellish, pretty hellish. If you step outside, you will know. Pretty hellish. So serving in New York City is also like seva in hell. But because there is seva, it is not hellish. Without seva, definitely. No doubt about it. Or you can go to some, Kulu Manali, some hill station, some nice resort, sleep there. No seva. That is hellish. Where there is seva, that is heaven. Where there is no seva, even if it's heaven, it is hellish for the devotees. They don't want liberation because again there is no seva. So what do the devotees want? They want to somehow be of some service to Krishna. That is love. Love means service. Service means that there is love. If you're rendering service, means some love should be there. So, therefore, a pure devotee does not desire anything selfish. See, this is all we are just trying to aspire. So don't be intimidated by,
Yeah, I have a question. So, would Bhakti Yoga be complete without Karma Yoga and Jnana Yoga? Just like Karma Yoga is incomplete without Bhakti Yoga. Can Bhakti Yoga, especially during the current context and times that we are in, can Bhakti Yoga be complete without Karma Yoga and Jnana Yoga?
Yeah, of course. See, when we talk about Karma Yoga, when what Arjuna is doing, fighting for Krishna, so that is Karma Yoga, but in the fold of Bhakti Yoga. So this is all Bhakti Yoga. What Krishna explains in the Bhagavad Gita is all Bhakti Yoga. When Prabhupada says Karma Yoga separate from Bhakti Yoga, that is not what Arjuna is doing. It is what people are doing, like Nishkama Karma Yoga. Like they say, bas karm karo and don't keep any expectation of fruits. Just be a good citizen. Just do your duty. Just take care of your family. Don't keep any fruits. Whatever comes of its own accord, just bear with it. There is no devotion to Krishna. That karma, Nishkama Karma Yoga. So the thing is, the same Karma Yoga is used in multiple contexts. So in the fold of Bhakti Yoga also there is Karma and Jnana. That is a thumbs up. But here when Prabhupada says that Karma also needs a Bhakti aspect in it. That is the Karma which has nothing to do with Krishna. Just like being, not expecting fruits, just being good citizen. But still you need some Bhakti to get the fruits of it. Like that. So therefore Bhakti is said to be, like for example, if you have Bhakti Yoga, then, Bhakti, you have Bhakti Yoga. If you have Bhakti, then naturally you will want to serve Krishna. But just by acting in this world, by karma, there is no guarantee of Bhakti. So Bhakti, karma and jnana is dependent on Bhakti, but Bhakti is independent of karma and jnana. What does independent mean? That means it is not that by karma you will get Bhakti, but to get success in karma you need Bhakti. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but again, my question remains that for Bhakti to be fully realized, isn't it necessary to have elements of the Sat Karma or Sat Jnana also to it? Or Bhakti entails all of it? That's also possible.
See, so there is karma with respect to Krishna. For example, Krishna tells Arjuna, you go and fight. That karma is also in Bhakti fold. That is called as Bhakti.
Yeah, so Bhakti entails elements of karma and jnana also.
Yeah, so what does it mean karma? What is the meaning of karma?
Duty, do your, at least the translation.
Yeah, what is it? You do your yeah. So there is duty, multiple duties.
Right.
When one performs duty to Krishna, that is karma yoga. So therefore, when we talk about karma, there are two types of karma. Karma done for God is bhakti yoga.
Yeah.
Karma done otherwise, that is dependent on bhakti yoga. Understand? Yeah. So sometimes it is used interchangeably,
right,
especially the words karma, jnana and everything. Yeah. So for example, jnanis. Jnanis means they sit with the books and the studying. They have the process called as neti, na iti. That means they study the scriptures and say, okay, this is not Krishna. This is not This is not Maya, this is Maya, this is not perfection, that is not perfection, like that. Naiti, naiti. This is not the truth, that's not the truth. What is the truth? That they will not know. So they also perform some bhakti so that they can understand what the truth is. Just by their jnana, they can understand, attain the perfection of life. So in the fold of bhakti, anything done for Krishna is in the fold of bhakti yoga. Whether it is through activity, whether it is through intelligence, or whether it is through investing heart.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Okay. Thank you.
So a pure devotee is one who is simply focused on how I can serve. So once, see here it is mentioned, in Chaitanya Charitamrita, the pure devotee is called Nishkama. Okay, that is fine. See, perfect peace is for only the devotees. We already discussed that. Whereas the Jnana Yogi, Karma Yogi and Hatha Yogi has his own selfish interest. So this Jnana Yogi is not the Jnana Yogi you are referring to.
Yeah.
Understand? No?
Yeah. That's what I was asking.
Yeah, that's the interchangeable used. Because the devotee of Krishna, though he cultivates knowledge of Krishna, he doesn't have selfish interest. So this means this is some other Jnana Yogi. Yeah. Okay, who has the mic? Tarun. Okay. See, sorry, before you read, see, a pure devotee engages in devotional service to Krishna, but Krishna is merciful. Someone says, I don't like the way Krishna behaves. Okay, no problem. Krishna also manifests into different avatars. Prabhupada says. You have Rama, Narsimha, Varaha, Vamana. Different avatars Krishna also manifests. Whomever you can connect to, you can worship. It is as good as worshipping Krishna. So therefore, when you worship, say for example, Ram, there is a different rasa of servitude. When you worship Krishna, there are also other rasas. Like Yashoda worships Krishna. She actually serves Krishna as the mother. It's called as Vatsalya Prema, Vatsalya Rasa. Or the coward boyfriends, they are fighting with Krishna and wrestling with Krishna and pushing him down. Or they're teasing him. Once the coward boyfriend said, see, Yashoda is white, Nanda is white, your brother Balram is white, you are black, that means you are adopted. And then Krishna started crying. They're teasing Krishna. I mean, can you tease God? Yeah, so this is called a Sakyaras, where you have a friendly, jovial relationship. These things are possible with God on the platform of prema, on the platform of love. You exchange such rasas. Once after defeating Chanur and Mushtik, Krishna defeated them in the arena and he killed Kamsa. Then the coward boy friends came onto the arena. He said, what? This Krishna defeated these big wrestlers. Whenever we fight, I am the one who wins, Subal started saying. And after that, they had a wrestling match, Krishna versus Subal. And Subal won. He defeated Krishna. This is all Sakyaras. Sakyaras cannot be understood even by the great minds. Like you find, when Brahma was flying in the sky, he was told by other demigods that one blue boy in Vrindavan has killed this great demon called as Aghasur. So Brahma got confused. How can a small boy kill Aghasur? There must be some mystic here. So he went to see. And this Krishna, he was sitting with his coward boyfriends around and they were sharing lunch. So one boy said, see, my mother sent me some special snack, some rasgulla or something. He put it in his mouth. So it tastes very good. Hey, Krishna said, hey, what about me? So that boy was eating like this. So he just, like that he did. So the food from the boy's mouth went into Krishna's mouth. And then Krishna said, yes, it's very tasty. Brahma thought, how can this be God? How can, because God, when you offer something, you offer the most pure food stuff. How can God eat someone else's juta? So Brahma got bewildered with his 4 heads. And we have how many? 1. So don't try to understand God. If Brahma can get bewildered, we have all the chance in the world to get bewildered. And then of course from there started the episode of Brahma Vimohana Leela. Then Krishna taught him a good lesson. Isn't it? So you can never understand these exchanges of God. So there's Vatsalya Prema, there's Sakhya Prema, of course the Madhurya Prema, what people try to understand. That is Krishna's relationship with the gopis. It's not understandable because you think Krishna is like me, gopis are like my girlfriend. Same, Krishna is also like me only basically. No. Who are these gopis? The gopis when Ram came to this world, he went into the one forest, I think maybe Dandakaranya forest. That's where the sages observed how Sita Ram were behaving. Like they saw the beautiful relationship between Sita and Ram. So the sages also developed desire that we also want to serve Ram in that way. And therefore they told Ram, they approached Ram and said, please, we can also change our form into female form. Can we serve you in this way? He said, Arey, I have taken Ekapatni Vrata. So this life is not possible. Maybe you can come in next life when I come as Krishna. And those Rishi Munis came as gopis. Now, when you see Krishna dancing with the gopis in Rasa Leela, just imagine Ram dancing with the Rishi Munis, holding hands and dancing. You have a problem with that? No, we have no problem. If you see Ram with the Rishi Munis who have long beards dancing, you have a problem? No one has a problem. But when Krishna dances with the gopis, why do you have a problem? You know why there is a problem? Because the lust is in our mind. For Krishna, it is Ram dealing with Munis, Krishna is dealing with gopis. For him, it's as good as Munis only. But because we are affected by lust, we see the whole world through spectacles of lust. So you think, oh, God is also lusty. I am Mr. Lust, he is also Mr. Lust. Isn't it? Like that. So therefore, but that is on Madhurya Prema, conjugal love. So these things, how a pure devotee has access to such sweet relationship with Krishna. All this is described. This is what is kept in reserved for his pure devotees. These type of relationships with Krishna. So Prabhupada is making the point, you don't have to worry. No one is forcing you, you have to become like a gopi. No, you can deal with Krishna how you want to deal. Whether you want to be Das like Hanuman, whether you want to be a Sakha like Subala, whether you want to be, Vatsalya Prema like Yashoda, or you want to deal with Krishna conjugal love like gopis, you can deal with God how you want to deal with God. You can serve Him how you want to. That is called as rasa. So Prabhupada is saying there is no hard and fast, this is what God is, you have to serve Him, otherwise you will be doomed to hell. It's not like that. Variety. Yeah. And finally Prabhupada says, the special qualification of the pure devotee is, he is always, okay, you can repeat after me, that he is always thinking of Krishna without deviation and without considering the time or place. So he is always serving Krishna. Early morning serving Krishna, daytime serving Krishna, midnight serving Krishna. Devotees also sleep. You can ask how are devotees serving Krishna through sleep. We sleep so that we can serve Krishna when we get up. Materialistic people sleep so that they can forget the material world. So much problem. Therefore they sleep out of depression, out of regrets. They oversleep. The devotees, we don't oversleep. We sleep so that we can have energy to serve Krishna. Therefore that sleeping is also seva to Krishna. Hey, but devotees eat also. That is also seva. Yeah, that's called prasadam seva. Why? Because by honoring prasadam, we become Krishna conscious. Because you are taking whose remnants? Krishna's remnants. So prasadam seva is also seva. Eating, if our devotee is seva, sleeping is seva. They also have some recreation. What recreation? We also play Antakshari. What Antakshari? Of Bhagavad Gita verses. So we play Antakshari of Bhagavad Gita verses. Whom are we glorifying in all this thing? Krishna is being glorified. So our recreation is also seva. So whatever devotee does, it is seva. So how long is he saving? All the time. Nityashaha. Or satatam. And therefore, wherever there is opportunity for seva, that is called as Vrindavan. See? Wherever there is opportunity for seva. If you have opportunity to serve, like Srila Prabhupada left Vrindavan. It is mentioned the pure devotees go to Vrindavan to leave the body. So that they are fully sure I'll go back to Godhead. Srila Prabhupada at the age of 69 left Vrindavan to come to New York City, which apparently is a complete contrast to what Vrindavan is. But where there is seva, he came here to not to go to Times Square. He came here for what? To serve. Because he wanted to serve the instructions of his spiritual master, to share the message of Lord Chaitanya in the English language. came here to preach the glories of Krishna. What is he doing? He's serving. Where there is seva, there is Krishna. That is Vrindavan. Prabhupada said he went to Los Angeles, and that time Los Angeles was one of like the headquarters of all this hippies, the Haight-Ashbury district. There they had a program in Avalon Ballroom. What was Avalon Ballroom? All kind of drugs and smoking and everything was going on there. Prabhupada gave a small lecture also there amongst the hippies. And such places Prabhupada visited many of them. One such place where a lot of sense gratification was going on, all the disciples, they were worried. They said, Swami, Prabhupada, we are very sorry that we had to bring you here. He said, why? This is Vaikuntha. He said, how can a devotee see, can you go to Times Square and say this is Vaikuntha? Why? Because Prabhupada was in that consciousness to serve Krishna. So where there is service attitude to God, that is Vrindavan. Or where there is bhoga vritti, tendency to enjoy, that is not Vrindavan. Sometimes our devotees go from here to Vrindavan and they are seeing where is the pizza stall here. That is not Vrindavan. They are thinking, why Vrindavan is so dirty now? Why are there so much of pigs walking around? Why there is so much of gutter waters? If you go to Vrindavan recently, it has become very commercialized. So you can complain about it. That means what? You have not accessed Vrindavan. Vrindavan is reserved only for the pure devotees. One great saint used to say, you cannot purchase a ticket to Vrindavan. Your bus ticket, and say, I'm going to Vrindavan. That is not Vrindavan. Vrindavan is awarded to a pure devotee. Therefore, it is not what we see. Only a pure devotee can access it. So basically Prabhupada is saying, for one who has pure aspirations, a pure devotee, he has access to seva. Because he wants seva wherever he goes, heaven, hell, whatever. He doesn't care for externals. Because he's considering only seva to Krishna, wherever he goes is Vrindavan, spiritual world. Yeah. And how long does he serve? He always is engaged. Always, regularly, every day. Yeah. See, here Prabhupada talks about all the rasas we discussed. Dasya rasa, Sakhya rasa, Vatsalya rasa, Madhurya rasa. Different ways we can serve Krishna. But today practically what can we do? We can chant Hare Krishna. So I'll just conclude with one important verse. Show you. What is it? Naham Vande Netam. You can repeat after me. It comes in Mukunda Mala Stotra. Can you repeat after me? Naham Vande Tava Charanayor Dvandva Madvandva Heto. Kumbhi Pakam Gurumapi Hare Narakam Napinetam. Ramya Rama Mridutanulata Nandane Nabhirantum. Bhave Bhave Hridaya Bhavane Bhavayeyam Bhavantam. Very simple Sanskrit. Naham Vande Tava Charanayor Dvandva Madvandva Hetu. Krishna, this King Kulashekhar's prayers. King Kulashekara is saying he was a great devotee of the Supreme Lord. So in one of his prayers he's saying, my dear Lord, I am not worshipping you, or don't think I am worshipping you just because I want to overcome the dualities of the material world. No, that's not the reason. I am not worshipping you to save myself from the hellish destination I am destined to. Kumbhi Pakam Gurumapi Hare Narakam Napinetam. Not to save if I am supposed to go to hell and suffer, let me do it. No problem. But I am not approaching you for that, to save myself from that. Not to save myself from suffering. Ramya Rama Mridutanulata Nandane Nabhirantum. That means I am not praying or I am not worshipping you so that I can go to Indra's Nandanandan gardens and enjoy with the Apsaras. Bhave Bhave Hridaya Bhavane Bhavayeyam Bhavantam. He is saying, my dear Lord, I am only worshipping you for one reason. What is that? To lock you up in the core of my heart. I have no other motivation. This is pure devotee. Not that, my dear Lord, if you can give me a job, you are the best Lord. If you can give me some opportunities, if you can give me some good-looking spouse. This is not what a devotee approaches Krishna for. But if you worship Krishna, Krishna can do it also. Is not out of his capacity. But this is not the reason to approach God. So this gives some understanding of how a pure devotee thinks, what is his mindset. Ananya cheta satatam. What's next line? Yo mam smrati nityashaha tasyaham sulabam partha nitya yuktasya yoginaha. So this is the verse for the day. So we will pause here. If you have any quick questions or reflection, you can share. We can conclude and have chat. Anyone has any question or anything to share?
Prabhu, I have one question.
Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah, this is Ram here. You said meditate on the qualities of Krishna, right? Or when you chant or when you meditate, you have to do it on the qualities of Krishna. So can you say one or two examples, like how do you basically chant, or when you meditate, what do you think, what comes to you?
So we want to meditate on quality of Krishna. Quality of Krishna means you can think how Krishna is Bhakta Vatsala. Bhakta Vatsala means he's so caring for his devotees like a cow is caring for its calf. So caring for his devotees, how does Krishna care for his devotees? Krishna becomes the charioteer of Arjuna. Krishna is worried, he is a protector of King Ambarish. When Durvasa Muni, plucks out his hair and creates a, that demon to kill Ambarish, Ambarish just bows down on his knees and just prays to Krishna, and Krishna immediately sends a Sudarshan Chakra to protect Ambarish. Or Krishna is so worried to protect the Pandavas because Pandavas were constant threat of danger from Duryodhana and party. So how were they saved? Because at every instant Krishna was protecting them. When Gajendra was caught by the crocodile, immediately he raised his trunk and lifted a lotus and offered to the skies, to Krishna. So Krishna immediately came on his Garuda Vahana and cut off the head of the crocodile and saved Gajendra. Draupadi was being disrobed naked in the assembly of great generals. At that time, she simply raised her arms up in the sky and screamed, "Hey Krishna, hey Govinda, hey Gopijana Vallabha." Gopijana Vallabha means the pleasure giver of his great devotees called gopis. So when she called out like that, immediately the Supreme Lord bestowed unlimited amount of saris to her. So in this way, you see how Krishna always cares for his devotees. That's one way. So that is Bhakta Vatsalyata. Krishna is called as Bhakta Vatsala. Similarly, Krishna's other quality is, you can say, he is Yashoda Nandana or Nanda Nandana. That means he is a pleasure giver of his devotees. How Krishna acts so sweetly to charm the hearts of his devotees. Or another quality is Krishna never takes credit for himself, though he is the one managing and running everything. Like for example, see, Arjuna is given the credit for killing, defeating the Kauravas, but it was actually Krishna, isn't it? Krishna says in 11th chapter of the Gita, he says, what is the verse? Nimitta matram bhavasavya. You know the verse? Yeah. Nimitta matram bhavasavya means Krishna told Arjuna that, Arjuna, don't worry. I have already killed all of the Kauravas. What do I want you to do? Take the credit. Isn't it? Krishna has done everything. He only wants Arjuna to take the credit. Similarly, when to kill Jarasandha, Krishna gave the seed idea to Bhima that when you tear the body of Jarasandha, keep it opposite so that they don't merge together. So then, when they returned to Hastinapur, Krishna sent Bhima first. So Yudhishthira congratulated Bhima. Then he sent Arjuna next. Then Yudhishthira congratulated Arjuna. And last, Krishna went. Though it was Krishna's seed idea how to defeat Jarasandha. See? So Krishna is not eager to take credit. He only wants to give credit to others. And Krishna takes all the trouble to help us become devotees. He comes as holy books, he comes as holy rivers, he comes as holy places, he comes as holy devotees, holy prasadam. So like this, you can see how merciful Krishna is, that he is trying to get the living entities who are not interested in him, have forgotten him, but he's trying his best to attract, charm the hearts of his devotees so that they can attain everlasting bliss. So these are some of the qualities. More you read Srimad Bhagavatam, Krishna book, you will understand how Krishna is so charming in personality because of his qualities. Is that okay? Okay. I cannot hear if you are, I think you are mute.
Yes, Prabhuji, you answer. Thank you.
Okay, then there's one Vijay who has asked a question. For us who are new to this path, what comes first, bhakti or karma? For example, does working without the fruit lead to detachment, which prepares for devotion or bhakti, or vice versa? Okay, good question. So there's a yoga ladder. Yoga ladder starts with, see, first is karma kanda, which is not even yoga. Above that is karma yoga. Karma yoga has two aspects to it. What is it? It is sakama karma yoga, nishkama karma yoga. Then comes jnana yoga, ashtanga yoga, then bhakti yoga. But what Srila Prabhupada has done in the interest of time, because we have no understanding of how long we will live, and Kali Yuga is pretty short. Prayana alpa ayusha sabhyaha. That means we are all short lived. So we don't really have the time to go step by step in Kali Yuga. So what do? We can directly go to Bhakti Yoga. Bhakti Yoga is called as one step process. Like you can take the staircase. If you have to go to 20th floor, take the staircase all the way to 20th floor, or take the elevator, which is easy. Elevator, direct 20th floor. So taking all the steps to 20th floor is like going to Sakama Karma Yoga, Nishkama Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga, then Bhakti Yoga. But going directly is direct Bhakti. So either you can catch the nose like this, or you can catch the nose like this. Sometimes you cannot reach also. Isn't it? And what is it? Ek sonar, what is it?
So sonar ki ek lohar.
Yeah. So sonar ki ek lohar ki. It is mentioned that Bhakti Yoga is like a one stroke process. Sometimes a goldsmith, he's called goldsmith, blacksmith.
Sonar is goldsmith.
Goldsmith, okay, goldsmith. So sometimes to fix his hammer, so you have one small hammer, you can hit 100 times. What is that hammer? That is iron. What is it? Tell no Hindi. I don't know Hindi.
Hathoda.
I don't know. I don't know Hindi. How are you telling Hindi? So you explain. I'll tell you one. Sachin can help you understand. Tell him. Or ek sonar, so sonar ki.
Like sonar, if he has to make something, he will hit 100 times. But
lohar is the one.
lohar is the-
Okay, thank you. Okay, so the goldsmith, he uses a small hammer. So whatever he hits, to make the same impact, he has to hit 100 times. But lohar is the blacksmith. The blacksmith, he doesn't hit a metal with small hammer. He takes a huge hammer and one dhad he hits. Immediately is done, flat. So like that, Bhakti Yoga is one stroke process, dhad. Whereas other processor is like tuk, small, you have to hit. It takes many lifetimes. Isn't it? So, so sonar ki, ek lohar ki. That is it called. So I hope Vijay Prabhu is still there to hear what I'm saying. Okay.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, this is Subbu from Albany.
Okay, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, just I would like to know, just now we saw that pure devotee is the one who think of Krishna without any deviation, right?
Yeah.
So how to develop this, because we are in the material world and we've been locked in this material world, but we are thinking to think of Krishna all the time. So is there any way to think always of Krishna? So just chanting, continuous chanting is the thing, or any other ways to develop our relationship with Krishna?
Yeah. So first we have our morning time. Early morning is the time you set your consciousness. That means you chant, you hear from the Bhagavad Gita, you read for Srila Prabhupada's books, and you perform some worship to Krishna. This is all setting consciousness in the early morning, so that throughout the day, if you're Krishna conscious, then whatever you deal with, you're thinking Krishna, what pleases Krishna as a priority. But if you're not Krishna conscious, what happens is immediately some material interest seeps in. That means, for example, in the early morning we have not invested consciousness to be like Krishna conscious. In the daytime you have to make a decision. financial decision. So you might make such a decision that can hamper your own Krishna consciousness in interest of greed of more money, for example. You able to understand? So
Okay.
number one is setting the consciousness for the entire day, and number two, whatever material duties we do, if you go deep enough to analyze how this material duty can be connected to Krishna, then that itself will become your connection to Krishna, because the whole day we spend time in material duties.
So what pleases, how to please the Krishna? So this, I'm doing this job. How we know this one Krishna is satisfied with this job? Is there any way to check myself?
Yeah. So to understand if Krishna is pleased or not is very difficult, because we are not in touch with him for a long time. So therefore Krishna says, you approach my devotee. Catch hold of a devotee under whose guidance you do your activities in your life. Then you will try to please the devotee. When the devotee is pleased, Krishna is pleased.
Okay, right.
Yeah, that is the secret. That is the secret. For example, say being a brahmachari, being a monk, I'm in New York City. It's very difficult to understand if Krishna is pleased with this decision. But I'm not doing it independently. My spiritual master had told me to come to New York.
Okay.
My teachers. Not a very spiritual place.
Real hell.
Yeah, real hell, correct. New York City is even more. That is the patala of all the hellish planets. So therefore, but I am not here. If I come independently, then it's a big question. If Krishna is pleased, but because I'm doing it under guidance of another devotee who is also in a proper position, he's nicely practicing and he's following his guru. So therefore, I can be rest assured. I just have to please my senior. Then Krishna is pleased, and you will get indications in your own life. When Krishna is pleased, you become automatically pleased.
Okay.
You become satisfied. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
And also your faith will increase, your bhakti will increase, your attraction to Krishna will increase. All these things happen.
Okay. Prabhuji. Great. Thanks. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. So
Hare Krishna.
So thank you all the devotees for joining and patiently hearing. So next time we'll continue from 8.15, where Krishna calls this material world as Dukkhalayam Ashashvatam. Very famous verse again. So 8.5, 8.6, 8.7, 8.14, 8.15. You can memorize all these verses. Very important verses. So now we will chant. Everyone will chant.